there, my name's Cathryn Nolan and I am the facilitator for RMIT's MBA program delivered through Online Universities Australia. This is a 100% online 12-week experience, and I just want to start with a few introductory things for week one. Because this is our first class, I just want to start with an acknowledgement of country. We do this in serious circumstances when we want to ground ourselves, connect ourselves to our country and to the occasion. For RMIT, the traditional owners of the land on which the university is built are the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I, on your behalf, would like to pay our respects to their elders past, present and future, and to pay my personal respects to the elders past, present and future that are in our cohort. Take a moment to connect with your land where you are, whether it's in Australia or outside, and mark this as the beginning of what is a really exciting and special journey for you and for all of us. Speaking about journeys, I really wanted to start this by talking about your journey, how you started with this ordinary life. Now, usually what I would do is draw on a whiteboard as we go, but I really wanted to make or illustrate this point visually. We'll use a lot of visualization in design thinking, and just to make sure that I didn't break it, I've actually drawn the sketches in advance. I hope you can live with that. So the circle here represents all the things that we're going to do over the course of the semester, or possibly, if you want to carry the analogy further, over the course of the program that you're studying. And we're going to take a hero's journey. So a hero's journey, you know what the hero's journey is. It's Luke's journey in Star Wars. It's Bilbo Baggins' journey in The Hobbit. It's Odysseus's journey in the Odyssey. Or Ulysses' journey in the Odyssey, I should say. And it starts with this idea of us being at the pinnacle of our ordinary lives. The epic adventure format was really discovered by a guy, or written about for the first time by a guy called Joseph Campbell. You can look him up if you like. He wrote a book called The Hero of a Thousand Faces. He said essentially that the hero's journey works like this. You begin in an ordinary life. This is where everybody is as they're coming into this subject or into their MBA or their diplomas. All of us actually are in our ordinary lives right now. We're doing business as usual. We're in jobs that we love. Some of us want to move up the rung. Some of us aren't working right now, but doing this as we're looking to move on to the next thing. We're actually in these ordinary lives, and we want to do some special work essentially to move out of our ordinary lives. So basically there are two big components to this idea. So basically we're in our ordinary life, we're in our known universe, but outside of our known universe is this idea of the unknown. The unknown might be a scary space, but it could also be an exciting space, a place that has all sorts of new tools, new discoveries, new things to explore. And the wavy line that I've drawn there, my ocean, is basically the threshold between the known and the unknown. And you, my heroes, are going to cross that threshold. You're going to move from your ordinary lives, from your known universe, into the unknown. But before you do that, you need to do a few things. You need to answer the call. Should have pulled this one up a little bit quicker. So, and all of you have already done that to a certain extent. There's some spark that has said, I need to move from my ordinary life into this new, this unknown place. Then the next thing that you need to do is collect your helpers and your mentors. That ridiculous stick drawing there is supposed to be me, but use it as an analogy for all sorts of other people. Your boss, family members, peers, mentors that you've got from your experience or your general life. And those helpers, they might be people around you, people that are listening to this right now, who join your collaborative learning network, or who you meet and talk to on the discussion boards or through this process. But they also might be tools or things. They might be your textbooks. They might be some of the videos that you're going to watch. They might be the research tools. They might be the ways that you explore getting in and through the library. So basically, taking the plunge, shall we say, moving from the known to the unknown, requires that deep dive. It requires us to go into an unknown place. Essentially, where we're going to start here, and I can't help myself, I am going to have to draw on the screen, is really, these are our first couple of weeks here. So maybe weeks 1 and 2. Where we really start to take the deep dive is weeks 3 and onwards. By week 3, you'll be put into your groups. You'll start to explore your wicked problem. These people here will become not only the people who push you over the edge in any sense of that word, but they'll be the ones that support you and dive in after you. And you'll be one of those people to somebody else. And then as we move through, and you'll start to encounter a whole lot of problems and pitfalls. You'll have lots of work to do. Some of you will be doing other subjects. You'll have work from other subjects. This course really requires you to submit things quite regularly. Others, you'll find the assessment goes in swags of time. And by week 6, you'll have had a number of assessments to put through. But even those of you who are doing one subject, especially those of you doing one subject, you'll have family, you'll have kids, you'll have partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, others. You'll have friendship groups who are saying, where have you been? I haven't seen you for 6 weeks. You'll have family members who are wondering why you don't call so often. Plus, you won't have actually been able to deal with all of these tools yet. You'll be learning how while you'll be required to use them. And so I often find that by the time we get to the mid-semester break, week 5 or 6, that's when we reach the pit of despair. So sometimes all you need to do is go and have a glass of wine and a piece of chocolate. That could be enough. But often that's where we get our most reflective. It's the pit is the place where Bilbo Baggins found the ring. That's the place where when things seem to be at their darkest, that we really work out which things are the most important. And very quickly, you will see that there are 2 things. One is what I call the yes and conversations. Getting through the pit requires you to spend time with and collaborate with other members in your group. That if all of you just divide and conquer and each of you just delivers what you're already good at, nobody is going to learn anything. This is where you stretch and support, where you share ideas and you grow those ideas with what I call yes and conversations to find the way, the path through the pit. And once you get through the pit, you'll find that you come out with a whole heap of new powers. There you are, Harry, with your wizard's hat on. There you'll find that you've got the spells, the magic, or in our case, the post-it notes and the diagrams with X and Y axes to make sense of the problems that you're dealing with and to apply our design thinking tools to them. We're using this analogy in a broader sense for your whole of your MBA. As you get through each subject, you will see that there are things that you can bring from your other subjects, whether it's just your helpers and mentors, whether it's the tools and tips that you gained along the way, or whether it's the learning styles and the reflection. You will consolidate those things and take from your toolkit what you need in order to take and create these new powers. And before you know it, you'll be ascending back into the known. You'll be bringing gifts back home with you, whether those gifts are, as they will be in this course, the kind of models that we use in design thinking, this one here, which comes from Ogilvy and Liedeke, is the one that we will really focus on the most. But the double diamond is one that you'll need to become familiar with over the course of your MBA as well. You'll come out with these gifts of knowing the value of convergent and divergent thinking. You'll explore creativity for solving problems. You look at the value of having lots of ideas and then using techniques and tools for classifying and using those ideas. The one that I think you'll love the most is the how might we question. We'll be using that a lot as we explore ways to look creatively at solving the wickedest of wicked problems, and the pit is the least of the wicked problems that you'll deal with. And next thing you know, you'll be returning, and your ordinary life will be a new, shiny ordinary life, a new life that has these MBA skills, that has these design thinking techniques. So part of a hero's journey involves the ordinary life. We have to go back and cross that threshold again. But when we go back, we bring with us those powers and those gifts, the new ideas, the new thoughts, the new tools. And so we want to spend some time, particularly in the last weeks of the course, and this will probably be weeks 11 and 12 by this stage, reflecting on the journey, thinking about how we can not only interpret and evaluate the tools that you have used, but plan to use them going forward. And your final assessment is really based around ensuring that you have the tools to do that. So thank you for indulging with me in this little visualization. So I need to doing my best here to remove my scribble on it so that you can see the resulting picture. This is what I would like you to take with you as your metaphor for how we're doing the things that we're doing. And so that way, as it does get frustrating along the way, as each week we build new tools and explore how they might be used, remember that ultimately we will return to this space, bearing the gifts and the insights and the special powers that come from using these tools.